Joining me now for more reaction, former California Congressman and CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group, our buddy Devin Nunes. Congressman, great to see you. Given that you recently left Congress, what is your reaction to whopping 70% of our people backing the idea of term limits?
Well, I think you just touched on it there, Chris, with you and Congressman Carter, and that is that term limits won't solve anything if you don't have term limits for everybody in Washington, D.C. And look, I can speak with experience from this, being from California. We were one of the first actually to put term limits in. And at the time, it sounded great. I even voted for it. It was one of the first elections that I ever voted in when I had just turned 18 years old. But I'll tell you what happened is we ended up with essentially people that are propped up by the Democratic machinery. So they basically are people that are picked by the left, by the radical environmental groups and the unions, and they become, so as bad as the legislators were, they've been replaced by worse in California. But that's not all.
Yep,
the other problem you have is in Sacramento, it got taken over and overrun by what they jokingly referred to it as the third house. And what is the third house? The third house is the lobbyists and the longtime staffers that basically now run Sacramento. So it's helped turn California into a hellhole. So yes, I understand that people want term limits, but you can't just focus it on the politicians. You have to focus it across your entire, either a state or in Washington, D.C.'s case, the Washington, the federal capital of the United States. If not, you're going to make it even, if it's possible to be worse, believe me, it could be worse in Washington.
Yeah, absolutely. There are bipartisan claims now that there's no evidence to back a Biden impeachment or impeachment inquiry. Take a listen to Speaker McCarthy schooling an Associated Press reporter for echoing that absurd sentiment. Watch.
Are you concerned about all the stuff that was just recently learned? Do you have any concern? Have you asked the White House any questions? Do you believe the president lied to the American public when he said he'd never talked to his son about business dealings? Yes or no? It's all right.
He forced that reporter there to recognize she's a failed journalist. The impeachment narrative was quite different, by the way, with President Trump, wasn't it? The press wasn't at all concerned with evidence back then, were they, Congressman?
Well, there was another quote there at the end. After McCarthy schools her, she then says, well, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's something like, well, are these really impeachable offenses? Now, the irony there is quite something. As somebody who did the Russia hoax investigation, the Ukraine hoax investigation, lived through 2 impeachments, they were ready to impeach Donald Trump day one. I think even articles of impeachment were put in based on the Russia hoax. We now find the Ukraine impeachment hoax. So I guarantee you, if there's anything that exists of that reporter that's there, I'm not sure. You'd have to go back, and if she hasn't scrubbed her social media already, you would see stories that were written by her and statements that she made, if they exist. I guarantee you her position at the beginning of the Russia hoax and during Ukraine impeachment hoax was, when can we get Trump? And I'm sure she was asking questions of Kevin McCarthy, myself at the time. Why are you opposing impeachment of Donald Trump? I mean, so look, all those reporters that you see there, they belong to the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. The sooner you understand this, the easier life will be for you.
Yep, Democrat stenographers. Meantime, President Trump slamming Hunter Biden's indictment, saying, quote, this gun charge is the only crime that Hunter Biden committed that doesn't implicate crooked Joe Biden, end quote. Congressman, do you think these charges are a smokescreen launched by the Biden fanboy, David Weiss?
Oh, absolutely. This is what's happening. Remember, the whole plan here by Team Obama was to allow this slap on the wrist to Biden until the Delaware judge shot it down so that they could get Biden out of the race for president. So now they had to go back to the drawing board. They've got Congress investigating. So Weiss had to move quickly. And this is the only charge that they could bring. If you didn't think that the DOJ and the FBI are corrupt, if this doesn't change your mind, I'm sorry, nothing will. Just turn off the Salcedo Show. Don't watch it on Fridays when I'm on. There's no help for you. Just turn it off. Go back to MSNBC.
I got to tell you,
if you believe that.
You have been consistent. Keep your eye on Obama. He's the one pulling the strings, and there's somebody else pulling his strings, too. Devin Nunes, thank you very much. Appreciate the time.